Hello, everyone. I hope you all are keeping safe and are well and are planning for the year-end holidays and winding down, right, your businesses and your work. So I think it should be a good time to sit back and reflect on life. Anyway, I've always spoken about negative effects of Sani, like Ashtama Sani, Yalra Sani, even Sani Dasa and Sani Bhukti. Sani always is a malefic planet. It does its negative effects 90% of the time. 10% there are some good things of Sani. What is one of the good things of Sani is it gives you a long life. I mean, a very strong Sani will give you a long life, but not necessarily a prosperous life. It's not a life that you would want. If Sani is negative, he will prolong your life, but he will also extend the challenges. So it will be more challenging. It'll be hardship, one after the other. So that's Sunny's thing. Sunny is like a gangster, as I always say. So a gangster can be rich. He can make income. How? Through his own character to what he knows best, right? Whacking people. I mean, in the context of Sunny, Sunny is alcohol, being sluggish, anything with metal, anything that you don't want to talk about to people openly, like fecal matter, toilet businesses, right? Cleaning the toilet, liquids to clean the floors of the toilet, to clean the toilet bowls, death, anything you do with funeral homes, the burning of corpses, like a business, distributing the ash, right? Those are working in the graveyard, strong Sunny. Those are working in the butcher shop, butchers, cleaning the scales of the fish, right? In the market, in the wet market. Archaeology is also Sunny. Anything that is dug up from the ground, hidden. Uh, Geological sciences, reservoir engineering, petroleum, oil and gas, chemicals. Yep, so that's Sunny. Even the shirt I'm wearing, this dark color, blue, dark blue, almost to the point of it looks like being black. That is Sunny's character, Sunny's hues and colors, right? So anything you see a liquid like this, a car like this, funerary services where everything is dark and morbid, it's all Sunny. Even those who are working in the hospital mortuary, doing autopsy, you need some level of Sunny. And even Sunny is a planet where you have to use your body. If Sunny is your best planet in your chart, has a guru's drishti or a Sukran, Venus or Jupiter is nearby or looking at Sunny, uh, and hence Sunny becomes your most positive planet, it will still give you income through his way, but also in this point that I was trying to make is that Sunny is a planet where you have to use your body like a slave, right? So if you want to be a football player, anything to do with sports, right? Running, uh, for example, like football, you can be a defender. They're staying in one place, like Sunny itself, right? It's very sluggish, just hovering around one spot. You're using your body, but in a sluggish manner. If you want to be running like a striker, for example, the one who scores the goal, you need a strong cervi mass as well. Anyway, this video is about, can Sunny do good for you? And the short answer is yes. You need to have the proper combination in your chart for that. And what is the combination? Well, I'm going to show you guys two examples, two charts, which the first one will come out here right now. Okay. So I'm showing you Simha Lagnam. So house number 1 is where Mars is, and that is a house of Simham, and the owner is the sun or Surya. Fifth house from there. So as always, we will calculate the houses clockwise from the Lagnam, the first house. So Jupiter is in the fifth house, in his own house, right? So Jupiter owns house number 5 and 8 in this context. Moon is in the sixth house, and Moon is also looking at his own house of Kadagam from where he's sitting. 6 and 7, I've marked it because house number 6 and 7, that's the natural homes of Sunny. Saturn. And you can see Saturn is in house number 9. And house number 9, amongst other things, the aspecting character of house number 9 is, amongst other things, father. Right. So Suryan is the significator. The planetary significator is father, is Suryan, and the house significator is house number 9. The owner of your Lugnam, so the Lagna Lord is in house number 10 with Venus, and house number 11 is Mercury. Now, I didn't put Rahu and Ketu in this context, so I guess it's going to be a bit more straightforward. I do not need them to explain what Sani is going to do. And let's say the Dasa is Saturn and the Bhukti is Mercury. So Mercury is house number 2 and 11, and I mean the owners of house number 2 and house number 11 from the Lagnam is Mercury. Mercury itself is sitting in house number 11, which is the house of profit or labha. House number 2 is income capability. So Mercury is naturally sitting in house number 11, but it also pulls out the effects of house number 2, which is good for this context. Right, so why did I put Sani in house number 9, and why am I saying that is good? Well, house number 9 is where Sani is debilitated, right? Opposite of house number 3. House number 3 is a house of Tulam, where Sani is exalted as his highest point. That's why Tulam or Libra, the emblem or the logo of it is the scale, right? Kind of the goddess justice that you see on the scales in courtrooms and such, right? So it's balanced. So Sani is the significator for justice, for bringing out the past karma to you. So he does it without any emotional attachment to you. You may be a very good person, but when it's Ashtama Sani or Janma Sani time, the Yaldra Sani time, your past karma is brought out and given to you by Sani. No questions asked, no matter if you're a good person or a bad person, or if your mother, Teresa, doesn't matter. Ashtama Sani is Ashtama Sani. Your past karma is your own to burn. Now, that is Ashtama Sani context, right? I'm talking about Dasa and Bhukti, and Sani in Mesham in this chart, as you can see. He's in house number 9. He is in its lowest point, debilitated. And I've also put Jupiter in the 5th house through the drishti of Jupiter. Jupiter looks at 3 houses, 5th house from itself, 7th house, and house number 9 from where it is placed. So he is actually, Jupiter is looking at Saturn, he's looking at Mercury, he's looking at Mars. So he's looking at the Lagnam, so has made your Lagnam strong, and you have Mars there, although Mars is 50% malefic, but is a friend of Suryan, right? So Suryan sitting, the Mars sitting in Suryan's house, and Suryan itself, you have to see where the Lagna Lord is placed. Lagna Lord is placed in Rishabham, right next to Sani. And why did I put, I mean, this is just an example, right? But there's a bit of logical reasoning behind it too. Sun, Venus, and Mercury, they are the planets that are kind of clustered together. So they always move around together. So in this chart, it is kind of correct. So Sun, Venus, and Moon, they are like, Sun, Venus, and Mercury, they are in house number 10 and 11. So they are kind of proper. That's where they should be. So as an example as well, there is some truth to it. So the reason why I put Sun next to Saturn, next to house number 9, is so that to show that Saturn is not in retrograde. Saturn in debilitated form shouldn't be in retrograde. If he is in retrograde, he becomes even more powerful. He is beyond exalted. But anyway, so that is not the discussion here. I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk to you about the 6th and 7th house owner, right? He's in his lowest point, has got the Jupiter's sight, or the Guru Parve, Guru Drishti, right? So he, okay, and most important is house number 6 in this context. House number 6 is disease, debt, as in financial debt, taking bank loans and such. So disease, financial loans, enemies, enemies at the workplace, enemies of the legal context, right? So you have someone who can really give you a boundary, like can put you in jail, and the significator of jail and imprisonment is also Sani. But in this point, Sani has lost. So since Sani is in his lowest point in Mesham here, Sani cannot do house number 6 and house number 7. Both he can't do 100%. He does it about 20% of the time. 80% he has lost his house strength. All right. Adhipatyam strength, he has lost it. House number 6 and 7. But since he has got Guru Parvai, his Karagam strength, his own planetary strength comes up. The good ones that I mean. So house number 6 is also employment, work, right? So he retains some work, but he does that work, or the type of work he does is through his own character. Like what? As I've mentioned, working in a butcher shop, alcohol, right? So you may work in an alcohol company, right? In this context, Mercury and Mars is the, okay, we haven't looked at the Navamsa yet, right? Mercury, okay, let's say in this context, Mercury is in the Navamsam itself is in Midhanam. So Mercury is in Midhanam here, Mercury is in Midhanam in the Navamsam. So he's got the Stanabalam, he's got the strength of his house. So it's something called Vargottamam aspect. So to answer, so again, guys, there is no one answer for astrology. Right? You can keep on going and going. So where is the planets in Navamsam? All right, before I can answer something. So I know you guys drop YouTube comments, you give your description of your own birth charts, this planet's in this house, this, I get it. That's why I always say by that itself, I cannot tell you, right? Because for like in this context, planet number 2 is Mercury, although he's sitting, I am talking about the owner of house number 2 is Mercury, house number 7 is Sani. They become the Marakam planet. House number 2 and 7, they are the Marakam planet. Will they do it or not? So that's a whole different discussion. We are not even going there. I'm just saying that you have to look at Navamsam for positional strength. You must see Sthanabalam, you must see Drishti, you must see conjunction. Right? You must see whether something is in retrograde or not. In this context, Jupiter is retrograde because he's 8 houses away from the sun. So naturally retrograde. Anyhow, Sani will give you employment, will give you a job during Sani Dasa, Buddhan Bhukti, Mercury Bhukti. So you, Buddhan, accounting. You might work in a alcohol company as an accountant or a spokesperson, communication. Mercury is communication. PR, right? Public relations. But if they ask you what kind of company, or you hesitate to say it first, right? Unless it's oil and gas, you would say it out openly. But these are the things that, toiletry company, undergarment company, working in a funeral home as the chief financial officer, for example, because Mercury is also finance. Right, so this is good for Sani. Sani will make sure you have a job, but he will only pull you into industries of his, right? So that's the first example. Now I'm showing you example number 2. Right, this is Kadaga Laknam, right? And you can see there is no planet in the Lakna. The Lakna Lord, which is the moon, is in Rishabham. Second house is where Jupiter is. 5th house is Sun. 6th house is Mercury. 7th house, Saturn and Venus. 8th house, there's nothing. So house number 7 and 8, that's the natural house ownership of Saturn. House number 10 is where Mars is. House number 11 is where the moon is. So Rishabha Rasi, and the reason why I put Rishabha Rasi, and right opposite is the moon. So I am trying to show that it's a Kartige Paurnami, right? So moon is exalted here, right? And it casts a really bright light around Mars and Mercury, including the sun. Saturn is in close proximity. Again, this is like example only, right? This is nobody's chart that I know of, right? So I just cast it around this way. So Mars is in his own house, the 10th house. It's got Digbalam. Jupiter is looking at Mercury and house number 8 and at Mars, right? And opposite Mars is where Sun and Mercury is. Okay, close proximity, let's say. Right. Saturn is the natural owner of house number 8 and 7, right? He's sitting in house number 7 now, right? Obviously, Saturn destroys any house that it sits upon, it destroys that house. So he's going to destroy the spouse naturally, but the planet for the spouse is also there, right? So I just put it there purposefully, and I'll explain why shortly. Jupiter is looking at house number 8. Now, Saturn is 12 houses away from house number 8. He's in house number 7, but you have to calculate clockwise. Again, everything to do with the astrological chart is clockwise. Right? 12 houses away from house number 8. Now, 8th house is one of the worst Dusthana houses. Again, just like house number 6, house number 8 does everything a bit more profound. Right. So again, you have the financial debt, you have enemies, you have diseases, sickness, right? Dishonesty, right? This is the time when house number 8 kicks in, you'll become dishonest, right? Knee pain, joint pains, right? Becoming sluggish, embarrassment in the community, right? That's all house number 8. So you may be, again, I think I've mentioned in one of my videos that you may be a selfish, stingy person. You know, you can't even spend $1 without someone justifying to you, why do you need that, right? So when will people know you are a stingy person? When you are put into the limelight, right? A beggar comes, right? You are eating in the shops, in the stalls, out in the open roadside, all right? A beggar comes and you're with your family or with your friends or you're with your boss, for example, right? Or you're trying to impress business deals, or you are with a client, potential client. A beggar comes, asks for money. It's not in your character to actually give out money. Now it's brought out into the open. House number 8 brings it out into the open. When? During its 8th house dasa or 8th house bhukti. Right. So you may be a stingy person lifelong, but when is it brought out into the open and people get to know about it is during that time of 8th, house number 8. Now, you have lost, in this context, in this example, you have 12 houses means losing it. So you lost all the negative things of house number 8. And then I put Jupiter there looking at it. From house number 2, looking at house number 8. And Mercury is looking at house number 12, and the moon, a Paurnami moon, naturally has like a waterfall effect of its positive energy, positive light. Paurnami moon, Kartigai Paurnami is a very significant moon, full moon. So that's why they say the moon exalts there. That's the point where moon is closest to the earth. And if you were to look at it, you would see that that is like a very nice, cooling, bright moon. If you go and stand on the balcony or outside at 1 in the morning, look on a Kartige Paurnami day, you look at it, it looks very cooling and nice, and it's so close to the moon. So that's why in Vrishabham, Paurnami moon, such as this, sun and moon opposite to each other, very strong, powerful moon, and it naturally, it illuminates the house before and the house after as well. So house number 12 is positive, house number 8 is positive. Sani is 12 houses away, so all the negative things of house number 8 is lost. But then now with Jupiter's view, Guru Parve, 8th house, positive things comes into full force. What are the positive things of house number 8? Different from house number 6. House number 8, and let's talk about 8 and 12 together. You will travel out of your home country. You will move overseas, interstate. You will get a promotion. If you're working in the government, you can, in this context, right? Jupiter is there. Mars, the house of Mars is where Sun is, so it's also government and a very strong. Surya has got Stanabalam with Jupiter there as well. So you can be in the government, right? And these are the times. During Sani, there's a Budhan Bhukti, Mercury Bhukti is the time where you might go to the federal government agency, the federal government. Central government will pull you in, right, for a stint during about 3 years, 4 years. 3 years roughly for Budhan Bhukti, right? So you will get the good name, and then someone will mention, oh, this person in this state, I want him to be in this project for 3 years. Call him in, okay? And then you go. Yeah, this is the configuration that you need for that. And the one who's doing that for you is actually Sani. This is where Sani is positive. Sani next to Venus. And at this time, you might even work as in a ship, because Sani also represents a huge metallic object, right? Like a mammoth ship, oil tanker, right? Or you might even work in a cruise ship, right? So 8 and 12 is where you actually go on voyages, right? And remember, house number 8 is a house of Aquarius. Although it's air, it's the actual element, but the symbol or the logo of it is water, or in a kumbham, right? This is a house of kumbham. Kumbham actually means pot, water jar or a pot, and you're pouring out the water. Or that most of the symbol is a lady is pouring out the water, but it's water, ocean, ship. House number 8, voyages. So this is how we read, or you are supposed to read a chart. So you can say, or most people think that Sani time comes, Sani Dasa, Sani Bhukti, especially for the moon, for Kadagam. Kadaga Rasi, Kadaga Laknam in this context, Kadaga Laknam, Rishabha Rasi. From house number 1, anything to do with 8 would be a negative time. Now, don't get me wrong, you will still feel 8th house effects, maybe about 12-15%, which is still good. That means 85% will be positive things. Now coming back to where Sani destroys the spouse, house number 7. You remember I said that Sani is sitting in house number 7 next to Venus as well. So you got something called a Karago Bhavanasti. Okay, again, that's another scientific, another astrological thing. Because house number 7 is spouse, the significator, the planetary significator. Venus is also in house number 7. Both are destroyed by Sani. All right. What do I mean by that? Will you divorce your wife? Will your wife die, or wife or husband, depending who your spouse is? No. Why not? Sani has lost his 8th house, Stanabalam. 8th house is Ayul, house of Ayul as well. Lifeline. And this is for, although lifeline is for the this person, not for the spouse, the owner of this birth chart, right? In this context, because Jupiter has looked at it, and Jupiter is in house number 2, house of family anyway. So nothing is going to be so adverse where there will be death of spouse or divorce. What would happen? You would be a cruise ship captain, or you would go to overseas for a job, or interstate for a job, and you'll be stuck there for some time, right? For a few years, until this Budhan Dasa is over. After that, after Budhan Bhukti, you would have a Ketu Bhukti. So I didn't put Rahu and Ketu in this example, but y'all can imagine that wherever Ketu is, from, whether it's a friend or an enemy of the Lakna, and the Rasi Lord is Venus. Based on this too, Ketu will either give you a positive or negative change, but Ketu will always bring a change, right? So in this context, spouse's stress would be for your spouse, for your husband or wife, they will feel stress of being separated from you. You, on the other hand, are going out to do your job. You will be a bit more sturdy. You will be anchored. You are able to tell your spouse, oh, I'm here for a job. It's only for a few years, right? And everything will be okay after that, right? So the one who is doing all this, again, Sani has lost his negative 8th house aspect, this Adhipatyam. But since he's in 7th house, Adhipatyam anyway will happen through his character, Sani's character. Now it's Sani's positive character because Venus is there, right? Sani's positive character. So you remember I said being sluggish, being dishonest, now it's just turned the other way around because Sani has lost 12 houses away. He's lost all of that. And then now through Jupiter's view of the 8th house, through Venus close proximity in the conjunction sense, right? It's close to Sani, Venus and Sani. The negative things, the dishonesty, being jealous, lying a lot, all of that will be changed opposite. During this time, right? During the Dasa and Bhukti when Sani kicks in. Now, will Ashtama Sani for this person, Vrishchabha Rasi, Ashtama Sani, would it have been good? No, Sani is Sani. Ashtama Sani is different from Dasa and Bhukti. So that's why I've created a whole lot of videos for Ashtama Sani and Janma Sani. Because whoever it is, whether Sani is your Bhakya Adhipati or Dharma Karma Adhipati, like for Rishabham and Tulam, Sani is the 9th and 10th house owner for Rishabham. For Rishabham, 9th and 10th house owner. For Tulam, he is a 4th and 5th house owner. Because both are Kendram and Trikonam. Sani is supposed to do good for these two houses of Rishabham and Tulam. Both are houses owned by Venus. But during Ashtama Sani, it's going to be painful anyway. Sani is Sani. It's like a teacher, right? Like a good teacher, you are a good student, the teacher likes you, but during an exam that, the final exam, he or she, your teacher is not going to give you the exam paper, this the answer. So, one day before, no, he expects you to perform well and do it because he has used you as a good example. You see everyone in the class, you have to be like this person, studious, he knows all the answers, doing the work, proud of you. So he's going to test you. He's not going to change the test. The test is the same, but he's got hopes for you. Sani is like that. For Ashtama Sani, Janma Sani is like that. Dasa and Bhukti time in this configuration, different. Now, again, I'm saying that Kadagam, Sani is supposed to be bad. In fact, it's the worst. The Sani and Saturn, the moon, they are like enemies, right? So one is a dark planet, the moon and the sun. They are the luminary planets. They are in direct contrast of each other. They are always in the fighting mode, fighting stance. So again, if else is the go-to for astrology. And what I mean by that is just because Kadaga Laknam, or it could be Simha Laknam as the first example we saw, right? So just because Simha Laknam, Kadaga Laknam, Sani is definitely going to do bad. No, there's no such thing. And just because you are Rishabha Laknam or you are even Magara Laknam or Kumbha Laknam, Sani's own Laknam, oh, Sani will do good for me. Again, that is not the case. Combinations, there are a lot of combinations. If this, else that. Instead of, for example, in this chart, instead of Venus, let's say I put Mars and Rahu there next to Sani. Negative anyway. You will get married because Sani is the one who's supposed to bring you a spouse. House number 7, Sani is there. He's the owner. He's staying in the house. Yes. But what kind of wife? What kind of husband? The one who will pull you away from the family. The one who is always suspicious of you, jealous of you, always calling and finding out where you are. Right? When you say I'm with my sibling, I'm just having lunch, we're just catching up with my sibling. There's distrust. Take a picture and show me now. I'm coming there now. to see whether all that is Sani, Rahu. And if you have house number 11 is strong, divorce and second marriage is very high. So again, combinations, right? So that's why I always say, based on a few planets, I cannot tell you the answer. I still haven't looked at the Navamsam yet. It also plays a role, right? It also can change the forecast, the prediction. So a good astrologer, based on just 2 planets, 3 planets, and then someone throws in this dasa is happening, this book, I'm like, okay, even like in this context, Saturn and Venus, how close are they? What degrees, minutes, seconds are they away? And okay, maybe, okay, in this context, Sun, because Sun is so close to Saturn and Venus, Saturn cannot be retrograde. But if Saturn is retrograde, everything changes. The forecast, the astrological analysis changes. Anyway, so not going to go into that. I just want to tell you guys that 2 examples I've shown you. There are hundreds and thousands of examples left to show about when Sani can do good. This is good. Right? He gives you a job overseas in both of the things. Sani is the one who gives you a job. Sani is powerless to give you challenges. He does 15-20%. Right. So I hope you found this to be helpful and useful. Again, leave some comments if you want me to have a look at a chart and give you my views. Again, best if you were to give me your birth details and I tell you what I think. I have to see the chart in its entirety. I must see what dasa, what bhukti, whether you're full moon, half moon, whether you have gone through, you were born in an eclipse, right? Moon, sun, and Ketu together is a solar eclipse versus Rahu will be lunar eclipse. So again, all those things. So give me the full view, everyone, and then we can talk about it. But again, for Ashtama Sani natives and Janma Sani natives, Midhanam and Magaram. So you've got a few more weeks left. Hang in there. We are already in the last month of the year, December. Things will get better. And I hope you all stay safe. Do subscribe, like, leave a comment, and do engage in a conversation in the comment section. All right, everyone. I wish you all a good weekend, a good day. Take care. God bless.